Hey book dragons, I am back. I am definitely battling a summer cold, which normally happens this time of year. I think I'm gonna switch my book just because it doesn't really work with the prompt for escape, and I would like to read something this week and it's a bit more quicker. So I'm gonna pick up Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. I've heard really good things about it from Jess from Peace Love Books and Tori from Novel Life. And I'm in the mood for a romance. It is getting into romance season. So that is my plan for today. I definitely have a bit of a cold. But I don't really have anything else to do today. I did watch Bridgerton, which I'm excited for, so I'm gonna go probably film that vlog clip later, but I don't have a lot of voice. I think I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna read about 50 pages of this, and just double check that everything is going, that I'm supposed to be doing is done. I do have off on Monday, which is probably good because I look like this. My plan right now is to just read about 50 pages of this and give you guys an update. I also am watching Greek and Dairy Girls, which is like a nice comfort show for me, both of those. So when I get about 50 pages into this, I will give you guys an update. I also don't really know if I'm sick. It may just be allergies, but I also think I do have a cold. But I also think I've just been talking too much at work, and it's not gonna end until about 2 more weeks and the show's over and I'm done talking. At least like officially, and also like the last month of school is just a bit chaotic because things happen like at different paces, so I may be talking less, which is also what I think I need. So yeah, just a lot happening. But I did want to say that the first chapter I am liking this. Basically, I love books that tell 2 point of views. It has to do with ice skating and hockey, and I'm excited. So I'm gonna go keep reading. It's Memorial Day weekend if you're watching this, so happy Memorial Day. I honestly just like the day off. I don't like the fireworks because my dog gets very, very nervous. But yeah, I'm gonna go read to page about 50 and I'll give you guys like a solid update. But I just was not liking what I'm reading, and it's really hard to focus when your brain is doing like 97 different things. At least it's hard for my brain to focus. I like to focus on one thing and get the task done. So showtime for me is actually probably the worst time to read. I'll be very, very honest. Just because my brain is doing 97 different things. So yeah, but I'm gonna make some progress. I'm gonna go read Unsteady, and when I get about 50 pages in, I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Hey book dragons, I'm back. It is, I think it's about 8 o'clock. It's very, very early, but I did wind up reading about 50 pages into Unsteady. I'm really liking this book. I love books about sports. I love books. I mean, I don't love books, but I love books about figure skating and gymnastics in specific. I also love books about mental health representation. So basically you follow 2 characters. Again, one of my favorite things in romances is when you get both characters' point of views. I think it just makes the book stronger for me. And both these characters are dealing with a lot, and I love that. It always dives into self-discovery, and I really do enjoy that. I think this book will be perfect for me. So you follow Reese, and he is he's like a hockey player in college. He had something happened. I know what happened because I've watched reviews, but something happened to him, and it's causing him to have panic attacks on the ice. And he's really struggling to get back to that. So he's kind of, his dad is like a professional hockey player. He retired, and his mom convinces him to kind of get back used to being on the ice to kind of help these younger kids. One of the younger kids is Sadie's 2 little brothers. Sadie has a really, really complicated home life. Her mom is not there anymore, and her dad is a bit of a drunk. So she's kind of solely responsible for her little brothers, and she's a very, very good figure skater. One morning when she's going there really, really early to skate, she comes across Reese having a panic attack, and they have an immediate connection. And that's all that I've read so far. I love the dynamics between Reese and Sadie's brothers. That is like one of my favorite tropes, is like sibling dynamics and sibling relationships, especially little ones, and I'm just having such a fun time with it. I really do like both point of views quite a bit. I just love this cover. I'm so happy that I picked it up because I think it's exactly what I need. A bit of a lighthearted story with an emotional gut punch. So yeah, I'm really having a fun time. I'm gonna go read another 100 pages. It's been so long since I've just read down and read and like been able to focus, so I think that's kind of what I need. I may just take the weekend and watch a bunch of YouTube videos and not even watch a TV show, but I am watching Greek. It's also beautiful outside. And honestly, when I go outside, like I can't really see my TV screen, so I may not watch Greek this weekend. We will see. But yeah. So I'm really liking this. I'm about 50 pages in. I also am doing a buddy read this weekend with Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. I have to message her and remind her that we're doing the buddy read. I think maybe it's next weekend. Maybe it is next weekend. I gotta look at I gotta look at my messages. I think it is next weekend. I gotta look at my messages and see if I'm right or wrong. But I will talk to you guys when I read about 50 more pages of this. and we'll have a chat. Bye. Thanks. Hey, book dragons. I am back. I'll say it again. Hey, book dragons. I am back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up getting up to page 100 in Unsteady by Peyton Curry, and I'm really enjoying this book. I will say this, the other book I'm reading, Battle Royale, by Lucy Parker, I'm not enjoying as much just because I struggle with hate-to-more romances that don't really have any, like, depth to them, like they don't have a history. But I am really liking this one, about 100 pages in, and I just think the complexities of these characters are really, really working for me. I love a romance that has a really solid self-discovery element, like I've always really liked that. And I really like Reese as a character. I also really like Sadie as a character. I think that they have very, very complicated home lives, and I do like that. I also like the elements of skating that are in them, and their relationship is really, really fun. It's also very, very emotional. I think they're both dealing with a lot of things, and you're sort of diving a little bit more into Sadie's past and how Sadie's family came together, which I think is very interesting. And I also just think that it's interesting kind of seeing the other skating boys that maybe they'll get books in the future. We have a little bit of diversity. We have a young man, his best friend that he hasn't talked to in like 2 months, has a service animal, which I think is really, really fun. I've never really read that before. I also like the dynamics between Sadie and her friend. So yeah, I'm really having like a fun time. Like, it's definitely an emotional romance, but it does have some lighter moments and just a fun time. So I'm gonna go work out because that is something that I'm forcing myself to do leading up to my show. And when I get up to page 150, I will give you guys another update. But so far, it's a really, really fun read. I don't know if it's gonna be a 5-star read, but I am feeling really connected to the characters, which has been something I've been struggling with like this whole month pretty much. None of the characters have kind of hit right, but I really do like these two. So I'll be back for another update and when I read about 50 more pages, however long it is, but right now it is 12:01, so I'm gonna go work out and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey, book dragons, I'm back. Sorry for my raspy voice. It's just gonna be a thing. But I did wind up getting up to page 200 in Unsteady by Peyton Curry, and I'm really liking this book. This book is spicy, and I don't always love spicy books, but I feel like because I've been on a kick for Bridgerton, I'm liking it a little bit more than I normally would. But I really do love these characters. If you watched Gracie's Choice, which is an old Lifetime movie from Kristen Bell, I think you would like this because it has very, very similar vibes. Basically, you have a main character that's trying to get legal custody of her younger brothers, and there's a lot of hoops she needs to jump through. There's also a very toxic relationship with her coach, which I think can come across as toxic. But I just love Reese as a character. He's like he's dealing with a lot. He's dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of PTSD from a hit he took on the ice a year ago. And their relationship can come across as a little bit codependent, I will be honest. But I am liking it. I am enjoying it. I'm having a really, really fun time with the characters. I also really like the side characters in the story. We're getting like a nice flesh out. I really like her friend. I really like his friends. I really hope this becomes a series where we see all their romances, because I think they're all dealing with different elements, and I always look for a romance that has a very strong self-discovery plot line or stuff like that, and this one's really, really good. I rarely read hockey romances, but I am liking it, and the figure skating element is definitely a fun one for me. I'm also reading Battle Royale. I will attach a photo here for this. I was doing I forgot I was doing a buddy read with Brittany Loves Reading because I just forgot, but I am liking it. I don't think it's my favorite book. I really struggle, as I said, with hate-to-more romances, and I just saw it was like a baking romance. She said it in her video. I said I'd buddy read with you. It's not my favorite, I'll be honest. I think I feel a little bit disconnected from the characters. The baking is fun. It's like, right now I feel like it's gonna probably be a 3-star. Like, it's a book, I'm reading it, and I would love to hear Brittany's thoughts at the end, which is why I'm gonna continue reading it tomorrow when I'm kind of running some more errands. But yeah, it's a fun read. I'm really struggling with listening right now. I'll be very, very honest. My brain is a bit in like 75 different directions, but physically reading has been working. So I'm gonna go read another 100 pages of this, and then I'm gonna give you guys an update. But this is definitely a fun one. I think this could be a 4 or 5-star read for me. I'm liking the characters. It's definitely steamy, more steamy than I necessarily like. But I think the steaminess works for the story. It's definitely college. I'm also watching Grease. Maybe that's why I'm also liking it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to go read another 100 pages, and then I'll give you guys another update. Bye. Hey Book Dragons, I'm back. I just wanted to give you a quick update. It is 7 o'clock. I did wind up getting up to page 300 in Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. We are also heading to the end of Escape, so our strategy has changed a little bit. We have 2 buildings left, I will say that. I'm not going to tell you what the buildings are, but that is going to kind of frame my reading for the next week. But I have about 50 pages left of this. I'm really liking this. I think this is such a heartfelt, emotional read. It really does focus a lot on found family and found family dynamics. I think you really dived in a lot into Teresa's trauma and also Sadie's trauma as well in the second half of the book. And I think it was just very well done. I love the relationship Sadie has with her brothers, but I also like the relationship Reese has. And I just think it's just such a sweet story. I'm really liking it. I'm gonna go finish the last 50 pages and then I'll give you guys an update. And then I'm gonna kind of figure out what I want to read next again. I don't really know. I'm sort of in a romance mood, to be very honest with you, but I'm also sort of in a fantasy mood. So I don't know what I want to read. But I don't know. So I don't know. I'm gonna kind of take this 50 pages, go finish this book, and then I will give you guys an update when I'm done. I'm still reading Battle Royale, but I'm probably going to finish that tomorrow, if I finish it tomorrow, because it's a bit of a longer book. Yeah, so I'm going to go finish this book, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts. This will count for one of the prompts I still have left. So yeah, I count, yeah, so it works because I count the person as something, so. It's friend rec. We still have to do friend rec, so this is the one that I'm going to count this for the building prompt. So yeah, I am going to go finish this and then I'll give you guys an update when I can. Bye. Hello Dragons, I'm back. It is Sunday. I did want to say yesterday, I did wind up finishing all of Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to give this book 5 stars. I had such a fun time with it. I think that this book worked for me on a lot of different levels. I think it had found family. I think it had 2 characters that were in a lot of complex and heartbreaking situations. It had the competitiveness of the sport, but it also had the found family vibe. It also had hockey. It had 2 point of view characters. It also did deal with, you know, sibling dynamics, and I just loved how this story unfolded. So I'm going to give this book 5 stars. I am still reading Battle Royale by Lucy Parker. That is for my buddy Read with Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. I'm liking it. I'm not loving it, but I always struggle with hate to more romances. So because next month I have to read a ridiculous amount of fantasy, like that's like all I'm reading next month, I'm trying to get some of my like books that like are not fantastical out of the way. So I think today I'm gonna pick up Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is like another big chunky book. This is literally 400 pages. So if I can finish this today, that means I can check off that Bookemon, which I'm probably gonna really try to do hard. That's probably the goal, is to finish this. So yeah, that is my plan for today. It doesn't look like it's gonna be the best weather day, but honestly my goal just for by the end of this month or by the end of June is to catch up on my YouTube queue. Because I have not been watching a ton of YouTube. I've been really obsessed with certain things and just not in my show and everything. So my goal for today is to start Just for the Summer and make some progress on it. And when I might make about, and when I read about, I don't know, like 50 pages, I'll give you guys an update. I think this is about 2 characters that they both wind up being like good luck charms for their next person to find their happily ever after. And then they start dating. So I'm excited. I've heard really good things. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey Book Dragons, I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up diamond painting a little bit and I wound up getting up to page like 20 in this book. I'm not really going to talk about it in this vlog, but do know I am reading it and it will be in another vlog, but until I get a couple pages in I don't want to update you. But this is a reread for me and it is an audio. I will say that I am liking that listening experience a lot better than Battle Royale, so that's actually really good. I did wind up getting up to page 100 in Just for the Summer, and I'm loving this book. I will say I normally like to listen to my romances, but I will say that this book does have some illustrations and some like multimedia elements. I'm actually happy that I wound up picking it up physically. But what I will say is you follow 2 characters. It's a dual point of view story, which is definitely my forte. Just for the Summer is a great title for this as well. There's basically these 2 characters and they both have the same curse. They basically date people and then those people go on to finding their one true love, which is just so ironic. And it's very similar to that book I told you about, Always Never Yours by Emily Webberly and Austin Sigmund broke up. But he basically, the guy named Justin, there's a line in here that says all bad guys are named J, sorry, their name starts with a J, and that's just so funny because in my life there was like a period of my life where every friend or boyfriend I had started with a J name, and I just found that really, really funny. This book is just funny. Abby Jimenez has such a funny writing style and funny wit, and that is why I keep reading her work. I still have to read like 3 more books of hers, but the newer stuff I'm really, really liking. So you follow Justin, and he writes this Reddit post kind of telling about how he's like Cupid, like he basically like, you know, breaks up these girls and then they find their one true love. This happened with him and his best friend, and his best friend wound up dating this girl that he was dating, and now they're getting married. And he winds up getting a dog, and he winds up naming the dog after his ex-best friend or his best friend, and it's funny. And then you have the other character who is named Emma, and she is also cursed. She has a very, very similar thing. She's a travel nurse. They both have a lot of family drama, I will say that going in. I definitely can tell this book is going to be very, very drama-filled, like emotional, have a lot of family elements to it, very similar to when I read Unsteady. But she has a lot of complicated family drama with her mom. Her mom is like not the best mom, and she's kind of dealing with it. She's a travel nurse, and she kind of works with her foster sister, and they kind of choose a like 6 months, every 6 months or every like 6 months they like travel. So she kind of talks to this guy, and she decides to switch her plans and spend the summer in Minnesota with him and do this travel nurse thing there. And it's just really, really funny. Like he's such a good guy. He's such a cinnamon roll hero, which is my favorite, and he's just really, really set to like make her have a good time. And then his complexity is his mom is going to jail, and he has to eventually assume guardianship for his 3 brothers, for his 3 younger siblings. And I'm just having a great time. We also do see the characters from Yours Truly. We do see Benny. Benny is the person that got the kidney transplant. So we do get to see him. He's one of the best friends of our main character. And it's just really, really fun. Like, I'm really having a good time with this book. I think it's working for me on a lot of levels. And it's just very, very fun. Like, it's very, very witty. There's a lot of conversation about grief, and sort of when I was reading Unsteady, there's a lot of conversations about what is a good family dynamic, like what is healthy environments and what is not healthy. And I'm just having a fun time with it. So I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm going to go read another 100 pages and give you guys a time check. It's 4:21. But I'm really, really liking it. Abby Jimenez has such a unique writing style that I'm just really, really liking. Like, she has emotional heart. She's funny. She's witty. But she also just has a good romance. So I'm gonna go read another 100 pages, and then I will give you guys an update. My dream would be to finish this tonight, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm always on the hunt to finish that Pokemon prompt, but Puppy did not want to go for a walk today because it was really, really hot. She does not do well in the heat. So I'm gonna go read another 100 pages, and I will give you guys an update then. Bye. Book check-ins, I'm back. It is Sunday. We did wind up getting another game. I guess I haven't been like counting how many games we actually did. So we did get another game, so that's gonna kind of change this up. I think I'm just gonna eventually do a vlog where Poll picks my TBR, because that is one of the last big prompts we have to do, but I'm just not ready to start that yet because I do have some time off. So the next prompt is a bit complicated. I'm not going to go into it, but one of the books that will work for one of the prompts is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. So I'm about 24 pages in. I am not going to talk too much about it until I like read a bit more, but I am going to read this for that. I also did finish Battle Royale by Lucy Parker, I think. I'll touch a photo at some point. I'm going to kind of quote Brie from Four Paws in a Book, and she's going to be the chaotic influence in my life for the next month. It was a book and I read it. It just was. It was a book and I read it. I enjoy. I don't think I loved it. I really struggle sometimes with hate to more romances, especially when there really is no buildup of the relationship. It was fun. It was like a baking competition. They had a love-hate dynamic. It was fine. It didn't really wow me either way. So I was buddy reading it with Brittany. I actually finished it before her, so I'm curious to hear her thoughts, but I was not that impressed with it. So, but it was okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a bit of Just for the Summer. I'm gonna get up to page like 100, I think, because this is a pretty like big book, just so I can kind of give you guys my fleshed out thoughts. But yeah, it reminds me of the premise of Always Never Yours by Emily Webberly and Austin Sigmund broke up, because there's a girl that whenever she dates someone after they break up, they find their one true love, and that's what this is. But both characters have that curse. So, and there's a dog in it. So very, very summery cover, perfect to read from Memorial Day weekend, which is what I'm when as I'm reading it in the States. So I'm gonna go read this, watch a bit more booktube, try to catch up on the infamous YouTube queue, especially because I know my June is gonna be bonkers. I have to actually film my TBR tonight and talk about everything going on in June. It's a lot, especially with Amazing Readathon. Amazing Readathon is the craziest game that I do, like the craziest readathon I do, and that's just very, very chaotic, but I want to get my work life in order this week, get the show off the ground, which we're so close. A lot of little things, but next to go read 100 pages of this and give you guys an update. Also, for another vlog, I'm just going to mention it because it's going to get tossed, is going to be Romancing Mr. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. I'm reading this for an independent vlog. I'm about maybe a chapter into this, so once I get a bit more reading done, my dog does not want to go for a walk, but if she does, I'll probably listen to that because that's like a different vlog project that I'm doing. And yeah, so when I get to page 100 of this, I'll give you guys an update on a time check. Right now it is 1:38, so I will see you guys in a little bit. And thanks, Lexi, for making my weekend so chaotic. I love it. I love bookish. I love bookish fun. I love doing all these readathons. They're really, really fun. The only problem with these readathons is it throws my TBR out the window, but that's okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Book Dragons, I'm back. I just want to give you a quick update. It is about 11:51. I'll admit I'm not feeling my best today. I didn't really sleep that well last night, so I don't know. Maybe I have a cold or something, but we will see. I really cannot be sick this week, so hopefully I feel better by tomorrow. I'm gonna try to just drink a ton of water. That normally helps. But it went up getting up to page 300, and just for the summer, I'm really liking this book. Definitely is dealing with a lot of complicated issues, and I think these two characters, it's like wrong time, wrong place, right person, wrong time, because they're in such different situations in their life. And Emma has a lot of trust issues, and Justin is just dealing with a lot with his family. So I think that they don't have the best time to be together, but I really like them. I think that they're super cute. There was a really cute, taking care of them scene when they got sick that I really liked. But yeah, it's just a fun time. It's like a very, very quick read. So yeah. I'm gonna go read another 100 pages of this and give you guys my updates, but I'm really liking it. I really like all of Abby Jimenez's stuff. We also get a cameo from a character that we met in Part of Your World, and we also get a cameo from the main characters in Yours Truly. So all the characters are interconnected, and I'm just having a really, really fun time with this. Also, they do mention Abby Jimenez's actual restaurant in here, which I think is really, really fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a bit more, and when I have a more solid update, when I get to page 400, oh no, the next update you see me will be when I'm done with the book, because it's only a 400-page book. So yeah, I will do that, and then I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Again, I'm back. It is Monday. It is Memorial Day. I am off. Now I have a cough. You know, alas, what are you gonna do? But I did wind up getting up to page 200 basically, and just for the summer, and I'm really, really liking this book. It has a lot of emotional moments. I think that it has a nice balance. I think that you definitely do see the complexities of both Justin and Emma's relationship and how they're dealing with it. They're also in such different places in their lives, but I'm liking it. And again, sort of like when I read Unsteady by Peyton Curran, which is also in this vlog, it has a lot of complex family dynamics. Sorry, you're gonna see a very sassy puppy. She's right here. But I'm really having a good time. These characters are in such different spots. Like Justin's taking care of his little brothers and sisters because his mom has to go to jail. She does not like to settle down. She's dealing with a lot with her mom. So I'm really curious what the end of this book brings and how they come to that conclusion. What is the answer? Because they live in such different places, but it's such a cute romance. I'm really, really having a fun time with it. So I'm gonna go read another 100 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update and a time check. Right now it is really early in the morning, so I did not sleep that well last night. I was coughing the whole night, which is not ideal for this week, I'll be very, very honest. But I'm gonna go back to reading, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. Book Dragons, I'm back. I definitely took a nap, and I never take naps. I'm really overtired. I didn't really sleep well last night. Last night. Sorry, you're gonna hear my dog in the background. She's playing with her toy, her pizza. See. All right, go get it. But I did wind up getting up to page 380 and just for the summer. This is such a heartbreaking book because it's really right person, wrong time, and just the concept of this book where they're both
they both are good luck charms from ever, like their significant other that they break up with always finds the perfect person when they're done. Like when they stop dating is always like a level to the story that I just really, really like. But it's just so emotional. You're dealing with a lot of elements in both characters' lives, especially with Emma in the last half. There's also a lot of tie-ins to her other books that I didn't necessarily see coming. There was a moment where I was like, oh, all these characters are connected. So I would definitely read these books in order because you do get some tie-ins. But I'm really liking it. Right now we're at the moment where like the third act breakup has occurred, and I'm curious to see how this book plays out because they are such in different places in their lives, like completely different places, but you always hope for the happily ever after. There was some twists and turns in this book that I did not see coming. I did not make the connection that any of these characters were really connected, but they are. So I would definitely read the books in order. There's a pretty big tie-in to part of your world, and there's a pretty big tie-in to yours truly, I will say that. So yeah, I'm gonna go make sure the dog isn't getting into trouble. I'm gonna go read the last little bit of this, and then I'll give you guys an update, and I'm gonna wrap up this vlog because we're heading into show week. We're heading into the end of Escape. I want to have a lot of like reading done this week. I want to focus on that, and yeah. So I want to relax. I want to drink a ton of water. I think when I drink soda, it makes me more anxious. So I am going to go finish the end of this, and then I'll give you guys another update, and then we'll wrap up the 2 books that I read. Bye. I forgot to end the vlog, but I did really, really love all the books I read in this. I had 2 5-star reads, which is pretty incredible. I finished reading Just for the Summer and Unsteady, and I had a really, really fun time. I definitely got back into my romance era, which is so fun because tomorrow I start Amazing Readathon. So I'm going to dive into some fantasy reads, but I had such a fun time with the end of Just for the Summer. I really loved all the tie-ins, the connections. I really loved both characters. I felt it was so self-discovery focused. And yeah, sorry for the no clip. I didn't really vlog this whole week because it was so busy with my show. But I hope you guys liked the vlog. Let me know what you thought of these books, and I hope you guys add them to your TBR. Bye.